Zoom. Yep,
Okay.
there we go. I was gonna say I thought the Zoom had a recording feature.
I forgot to open everything tabs.
All right,
Yeah.
do we want to go from lowest to highest or highest to lowest first?
Let's go to lowest to highest.
Okay.
Well, I guess
Obviously, Lauren's at the bottom because there was nothing.
Yeah, there was nothing on there on.
are we actually gonna add him or is it alright if
Well,
I
I think I guess just put it down, just like for.
Okay.
is he gonna need a 200 word explanation or no?
Well, what's it called? On the assignment, on my initial one, he said he doesn't count, like the word count for those that didn't submit anything. So I guess we
Okay.
just do what we did, just like put the name and just put missing or not.
I am typing on the final report as we do. Um, so hopefully I can send it to everybody and then we can kind of work together to fill it out once we got the order together.
I
I like
think
that.
you should be able to send it through the message one through chat.
Okay. I mean, for I just put rank 7 Lauren Comico or Komau did not submit. I think that should be fine.
Yeah.
That's perfect. Okay, moving on from that one, who would we put next?
For number 6, I put Kaylee.
Same.
Only because like I didn't see the interview for.
Yeah, I agree. I also think I had on hers that her resume was like really overwhelming. Like I had like too much color and stuff going on. You couldn't really read like the information, the important information about it.
But it was eye catching though.
I
Agreed.
mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, yeah. What's it called? I think I put the titles of each sections were all mixed up. So
Mhm.
yeah, it was hard to read, like separate what one section from another when I was
Yeah,
going through it.
yeah, that's kind of what I put too.
Let's see. I actually said I liked her resume. Um, I just didn't like that she had so many. There were so many different fonts in. Um, looking at all the different fonts was just kind of like it didn't pop out in a good way.
Yeah. I also put that in her cover letter, one of her like skills she put was that she works out. So I just felt like that wasn't something that needed to be included in the
Oh,
in the cover letter.
Wait, what was
look
the
at
job for?
It was for I don't even remember actually.
I mean, if it's tied to the job, it might be important.
It was like she put that because of lifting boxes. That was kind of like how she said that she'd be able to lift boxes at the job, but I don't know. To me that just sounded a little weird.
I mean, there is
well,
manual labor jobs.
yeah. I'm gonna look it up real quick, but I mean, yeah, I mean,
And then yeah, I put that I didn't see the interview either, which is the biggest thing as to why she was second to last.
yeah, everything else I think looked good. Or I mean, like formatting wise, or
Right. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what to type for what we liked. I really only got what we disliked out of that.
Okay. Oh yeah.
I mean,
So-
it was
I'll
Liked.
her resume was attention grabbing, so
let's see, where is it?
at
Oh.
least we noticed her. We would have noticed her first.
I did say that for my likes about it, that it was an eye-catching resume. I will give it that. Like, it definitely stood out from all the other ones that there was. I said with the objective and the resume was really sweet and to the point. And that she had oh yeah, in the job listing it said that she had needed 4 years in the leadership position, and she made sure to mention that both in the cover letter and on the resume, which was good.
Mhm.
I put that as well, actually.
Okay, perfect. Oh yeah, it was for an animal position. That's right. Working with animals.
Oh, okay.
So
Well,
she was a lead dog trainer, and I remember that going well with the job position.
yeah, I think the cover letter, yeah, I think was her biggest. For me, it was her biggest strength. The cover letter,
Absolutely, yeah.
yeah, because it lists her qualities and how they tied to the position she was hiring for, and being a good introduction.
Yeah, who exactly are you guys talking about?
We're talking about Kaylee, I think, right? Kaylee, we're talking about
Yeah,
Kaylee.
Kaylee Watkins. She's the only one who didn't post her
Her interview.
video.
Yeah, the interview.
Mm.
She's the number 6.
If she would just fix the formatting for the letters, that would basically fix her resume, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think it's just fixing the formatting on the resume and then just need an interview. I think that was it.
Okay.
Okay. So did we get everything for Kaylee, we think?
Yeah.
Perfect.
I guess next are the only. Are
Next
we
for
going by complaints on the person's stuff or by positives?
Let me see. In general, most of these are positive for me. I don't know. Like after the first, I don't know, 3.
yeah.
Because then everything after that is like little
For,
stuff.
yeah, for Mia right now is the bottom ones are mostly of like what was missing from their packet. Like my next one was Kevin because he didn't have he didn't post a job listing. So that was kind of like a negative for him. But after that, everything kind of goes to positive for most of the applicants.
I think Francis Castillo is the other one that I wrote more negative stuff.
Yeah.
Same. I have Francis as 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have Francis as 4 and Kevin as 5, but they're both about the same for me, so it doesn't really matter too much.
The only thing I put positive in Francis was her, like, mainly was her resume.
Yeah, I said the resume was well organized for her. I like that. And that she had made sure to mention that she met the 3 years requirement for the accounts payable job position.
So we'll be doing Kevin 5 or Francis 5.
Honestly, I would go with Francis. I have a barely little bit more positive to say about Kevin.
Okay. We could do that.
Yeah.
We'll do Francis 5.
Uh, for Francis's video mock interview, how did you guys feel about it?
Let me see. Let me read up on it real fast.
Hello, my name is George. I'm going to be interviewing today.
My name is Francis Castillo.
Nice to meet you, Francis. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
I graduated.
You said for Francis the interview or what?
Yeah, Francis interview.
Oh yeah, okay. I remember her interview now. I felt like that was kind of a hard one to judge because I felt like the interviewer wasn't taking it very seriously.
Yeah.
And so it was kind of like not very fair to her 'cause she was just trying to work with the best that she was being given. But at the end of the day, yeah, her interview was definitely
Studying
not
accounting.
as well put together as others.
Yeah, let's see. Francis.
Realized I really liked accounting and all the
Yeah, I
numbers.
think, I think that's what I put. Like, it was kind of not
What
rushed,
are you
but
writing?
It
Like
almost
the
doesn't
questions
seem
weren't
like
very well
she.
thought out. It feels like
Yeah, it seems like she didn't prepare any questions. It seems like they just kind of.
like winged
it.
it. Yeah. Um.
I mean, yeah, I mean, like, I don't know, like, what's it called?
For
Oh,
me,
yes.
I'm watching the video and it seems like really forced. I guess like you're saying, like winged it.
Yeah, I mean,
Yes. Yeah. So the interview wasn't like super.
presenting herself was fine. I guess I don't know, like the actual interview was just kind of weird.
Agreed. What about the resume? Did y'all like the resume or no?
It was basic, but it was pretty good for being basic.
I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought the bullet points she used, I put the use of bullet points for each task, for the task and each work experience made it easy to follow.
Hmm.
So yeah, because I mean, like if she would have put that in a paragraph, I felt it would have been like too long. So I think that was her strong point in that resume.
Yeah.
Put that she put tangible accomplishments in her bullet points instead of just saying what she did.
Hmm.
Like on your resume, it's usually general practice to just say what you did while you were at the job, but it'll stand out better if you say what you actually brought to the table. So like instead of saying I was responsible for doing the daily report, you would say like if you change something to make it faster, I was
Right.
able to make the daily report half as long by doing XYZ.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. Because yeah, she had a lot of like, I don't know how to explain it, but I do get what you're saying. Like a lot of points that were like not really necessarily making her look good, but just kind of like stating the facts of the job. Um,
The next one was Kelvin, right? For number 4.
Yeah, I put Kelvin for 4.
Honestly, Kevin was just pretty much average.
Yeah, I think for the cover letter, I think I put it could be expanded on because it was too short for a proper introduction. Because like all they did, and I think in the cover letter was they just talk about what they work. They didn't say anything about like I don't know, like them as a person or
Yeah. Yeah. I think for the cover letter could have used some more work. I feel like he repeated a lot of words during like the first paragraph and the last paragraph. He was repeating himself a lot and not even like changing it up, just using the same words over and over again, which kind of sounds like a little repetitive. So that could be a little bit reworded.
We're talking about Kelvin, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
His cover letter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for me, it looks like there's a lot of like grammar errors
Mm-hmm.
and it looks kind of funky.
I agree with that.
Honestly, I did not check any grammar at all.
Grammar is like was one of the biggest things because like I'm no hiring committee. I don't know much about hiring people, but I do know like that would look really bad just not knowing like proper grammar. So that's kind of like what I checked for a lot.
Yeah, like the last paragraph or sentence just looks like a run-on sentence.
Oh, he also during the interview had the camera facing the interviewer the whole time. We couldn't see his face at all. I thought that was kind of funny, a little bit. So it's kind of hard to see if he was like making eye contact or actually being engaging with the interviewer.
I remember. I just clicked on it.
I didn't even really pay attention to that.
Oh yeah, it's like facing his dad or something the whole time.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, you can't see like his face or his expression or.
And then I also have for him that he didn't have the job listing
No, he-
posted. So it's kind of like I didn't know what job he was applying for really. Like
He
so
did. Job
kinda-
Yeah, he put
posting.
it twice.
what?
Yeah, he sent his documents in twice on the.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I did not see that.
Yeah, corrected employment packet.
Yeah, I know what happened because that happened to me too, but I deleted the first one because like the way you had to add on files, it was weird or whatever.
Okay, for positives, I had he mentioned his interest in the position and everything, like in his cover letter, his resume, everything in the interview. So I thought that was pretty good because you never can show that you're too eager. And he also mentioned a lot of what he specializes in, which always looks good, you know.
Yeah.
Uh, Also said he may, even though we were looking at his back the whole time, he did like he maintained good posture throughout the whole thing. Like you could tell he was sitting up and like engaging with the interviewer.
Yeah, I said that too. Like how he like started and ended with a handshake and like proper
Mhm.
etiquette.
And I thought the resume was clean and well organized. So,
So do we move on or does anyone have anything else to add?
Tim, are you still filling out the paper?
I'm trying. I mean, luckily we're recording, so you can kind of go back and add to these. I just wanted to have a good starting point.
Gotcha, yeah.
Um,
Okay, so who's in our top 3 then?
so who do we have left? We still have Matthew, Florella, and Priscilla.
I definitely think Fruella is my next one. I think I would put her in third place. And then for me it would go Fiorella, and then Matthew, and then Priscilla for number one.
Yeah, Priscilla would probably be number one.
I think she did really good. Yeah.
I think I can agree with that. I had Florella as 4. I had Matthew as 1 and Priscilla as 2.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
pretty
next one is
similar.
Fiorella.
So 3, we're gonna do Florella.
Okay.
And do we want to start with the likes or the dislikes?
Start with likes.
I
This
think
is
her
for
mom's interview
Priscilla or
was
for
good,
Ferrella?
but it was also the first one I watched. She kept good eye contact, displayed like good professionalism.
Agreed with that. Yeah. Yeah, she's really professional the whole time.
Hey, you guys talking about Priscilla or the other Ferrella?
Her.
Florella.
Yeah, and also felt a bit more authentic. It wasn't like that much staged compared to the rest.
I feel that. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't feel so much like I was watching like a robot speak.
Hmm.
I also said I liked on her cover letter how she talked about the job being like her passion and mentioned she was eager to apply for the position because that's always something a job wants to hear.
Yeah. What's that for Priscilla, right? Or
Yeah, no, for Fiorella.
oh,
Fiorella. Uh, I think her resume was also kind of basic. It had like a
Basic,
lot.
but good basic. I do think her resume was a little broad, but I thought it was better than some of the other ones. Definitely could have used like a little bit of something a little bit more eye catching in it.
Yeah. Also, she's missing a parentheses on 281.
I did like how she mentioned her skills as a front desk receptionist, which was a noted skill on the job posting. Is this something that the job was looking for?
mm-hmm.
I feel like she can she could have shortened the skills, um, because in a way they kind of repeat themselves.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Ordering supply, restock, classroom supplies.
Like she has confirming upcoming appointments and then schedule appointments, which scheduling appointments I felt like would have been the same thing, or could have meant
Mhm.
I feel like she was just trying to like add to emptiness.
Yeah, like trying to make it look more full.
Yeah,
I was just like, yeah, a lot of her skills were really broad. Like she put the internet as a skill, which I thought was kind of broad. Like this doesn't narrow
Organized
in
color
on anything.
products.
yeah. Checking
Mhm.
voicemails or something. But she has she has ordering supplies and ordering products. There's 2 different skills. I guess I don't know. It could be 2 different things.
Mhm. I don't remember exactly why I wrote this, but I said that the second paragraph was kind of hard to understand. And it didn't flow smoothly in the cover letter. I don't
Right.
I
know.
did not write anything about the cover letter. That might-
Priscilla.
I said that her cover letter. Oh my gosh, a lot of feedback. I said that the cover letter was strong. It immediately shows you're a customer centric and want to meet and exceed their expectations.
Someone's causing feedback.
Yeah, let me see.
Yeah.
Wait, I don't.
Angel?
Hello?
Nope, can't.
Oh, you can't. Is it me or?
I think it's Angel. This happened yesterday, and when she left back, it was working again.
Is it back to normal now?
Yeah,
Yes.
I think so. Weird.
I guess we'll wait until she comes back.
We're still on Priscilla, or did we move on?
We're on Fiorella.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just making sure I'm looking at like the right things when we talk
Sorry,
about it.
guys, my audio quit working again.
It's fine.
Yeah, you're good. We can hear you now.
Perfect. Okay. Where were we at?
I think we were on the cover letter.
For Florella.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, okay, so that's all I really had about the cover letter though, was that the second paragraph was hard to understand. Think.
Oh, it is weird. What
Yeah,
got me to
I
luxury?
mean, it's okay. I would just probably take off one sentence from the first three, I think. One. Yeah, because I don't know, it's like a bunch of run-on sentences together.
Mhm.
The last two, I guess, I take great pride, and I also do. You could have made this together, but I mean, other than that, it looks good.
Overall, it was still pretty good, yeah.
Yeah.
I put the same. I put that she needed to work on her punctuation. Like I like what she's trying to say, but I just can't understand it because I'm having to reread it multiple times to get a grasp of what she's trying to make her point.
So it doesn't flow necessarily, what you're saying.
Right.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, it looks good. Yeah, like, I mean, like, I think it goes well with the job she's posting and stuff. Just the formatting, I think, is the only thing holding her back.
Is that all? Do we move on to the last two?
Yeah.
So it's either Matthew or Priscilla. Who did you guys like more?
Again, I really couldn't find too much negative stuff to say about Priscilla. I don't think I have like even one noted thing for her in the negative section. I couldn't think of anything. So for her, she's my number one.
Yeah, I just put vocal projection, but like
Mhm.
even I don't have that.
Matthew still didn't have very much for me. Like he only has, I could only figure out 2 sentences for him for the negative stuff. So he's also pretty high though on my list. Either one would really be fine for first and second.
I think I only have his cover letter.
For Matthew, or
Oh, I actually did put for Matthew though. One thing I did not like was that he didn't have his phone number for the employers to reach him, which I thought was kind of like a
Oh,
big thing that you should
we
have.
could get rid of that on the final one. That we
Yeah,
submitted.
yeah, I
We
think
were
they
not
said that.
comfortable.
Maybe that's what it was. Maybe he just deleted the final number, but to me that just looked like because we were supposed to
'cause-
put in like a fake number if we weren't gonna use our real one.
Yeah, what's
That
it
was,
called?
like, the
I
only
think he
thing.
said to put in the school's number or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or a fake number.
There were actually on a couple of these candidates, there were things that I wanted to mention that I didn't because the instructor or the professor said to either change it or delete it. And I was like, I don't know if I want to mention it and go against what the professor said. So I just left it out.
On your initial one or your initial thing or
Right. I would have to go back and actually watch all of them to know like exactly what they were. But
Yeah.
that was probably one of them for Matthew was a missing phone number.
We can forgive that, I guess.
I think for Matthew, what's it called? I think he put good morning for the cover letter. I thought that was weird. I mean, it's not that
Yeah.
much different because I mean, what happens if the guy gets it in the afternoon? Then it's not gonna make sense.
Right. It should be more of like a salutations type of deal.
I guess.
or
Who did
something
you
like
write
that.
more positive stuff about? Matthew or Priscilla?
Priscilla.
I definitely have like a longer paragraph, I think, for Matthew, but
Same.
like I said, I didn't have any negatives for Priscilla.
Mine are about the same, but I think I have less negatives for Matthew.
Oh, it's the other one for me. I have more positive Priscilla than
Tim, what did you say negative for Priscilla? I'm kind of curious.
On her cover letter, I felt that there was a area that didn't flow well without proper punctuation. Like she said, as well as, but there was no comma. And then she said, including my, which seemed to be part of the previous point, but it read as a new point, and I had to stop and reread it a few times to fully understand it.
Okay.
How did Adrian, how do you feel? I guess.
I think more Priscilla would be higher on my list because I mean her resume and her cover letter looked more appealing. Aside from like few grammatical errors,
Mhm.
but
I do feel like both of them had a few issues with the cover letter in that case. Because with Matthew, I noted that he had the first paragraph, he was kind of like listing his skills along with why he was interested in the position. And then in the second paragraph, he continues to list his skills and like everything he's interested in instead of breaking that apart and writing just in one paragraph, like why you're interested, what makes you qualified for the job. And then in the second, doing what your skill sets are and like kind of
yeah.
like what
I think
you're
I
good
put
at,
that
you know?
too. Yeah, I put what's it called? It could be improved by stating how they will directly help the organization. Because I think it was like the other one, like they just list the jobs. There was nothing about the opening itself.
Mm-hmm.
Out of both of the resumes, I think Matthew is more eye-catching, but well,
For the resumes, oh, I gotta have them both open. Let me see.
Priscilla's more like technical, and Matthew's more like eye-catching.
Mm-hmm.
for that I think the only thing I'm noticing on Matthews is just it's supposed to be one page and it's two just because he didn't clean up the last parts of these two extra lines on the
Yeah.
done
Let me
page.
see. Matthew, yeah.
That's a big thing too. Yeah, you really want to keep it down to one, especially like the teacher was even saying that you need to try and keep it down to one because we don't have that much experience quite yet. None of
Yeah.
us are really.
I guess Matthew second.
Uh, mm, mm, I don't
Yeah,
know.
but
Ca-
it seems like we were.
Color wise, I like Matthews, but organization wise,
I
I like
also feel like
Priscilla's.
that's a big thing to do with like look at the difference in positions though. Matthew's looking at being a laser like tech guy, whereas Priscilla is looking to be like a soft like working in software, working with computers. So it's kind of like difference in personalities, I feel like.
Yeah.
Both
know,
of them
'cause-
are still pretty good.
Priscilla to me is easier to read because it's just up to bottom, like top to bottom. But I don't know, Matthew, you kind of have to like jump from one section to another.
Right. It's a tough call.
These are the last two, right? Or
Right.
I'd say Priscilla would be my top one just because of the 2-page thing on Matthew's resume.
Hmm.
So we got one vote for Priscilla. Who else would vote Priscilla
for number one or number two?
for number one?
I vote Priscilla, of course. Number one.
Yeah, I vote for her number one too.
I guess Priscilla wins.
Yeah, because there's only 5 of us, so
Go Priscilla.
Uh,
Do you too?
so Priscilla 1, Matthew 2.
Yeah.
It's a close draw though.
Yeah,
Should
it's like
not be
really
in the
close. Like,
nail.
yeah, it's not that much different apart.
I guess it's
Number
time to
positive.
go over Matthew's ones again.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't list. I don't think we really talked about either of their positives too much.
Yeah, we were comparing them more then.
So for Matthew, for positives, I said he was very professional in the interview. I feel like he had really good, like long responses. He was able to talk really well through his interview. And he had lots of eye contact, like really engaged in the conversation.
Yeah, that's what I put too. Like, he had good posture throughout the interview and made eye contact. He spoke up clearly and
5.
Yeah, and he was really well versed in the job that he was applying for. Like he knew a lot about it, which is something that's always positive, always a good sign.
I put that his speaking tone was confident, and like the way he answered his responses shows that he was prepared for the questions, but it didn't sound like overly rehearsed.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think that's the problem, like, for this kind of assignment. You gotta make it sound authentic, even though it's all
Okay.
For sure. I also think in the interview he really like addressed what he could do to improve the company, how he would be a benefit, how he would be an asset to the company, which is like I don't know. I felt like he was really good at talking through all of that.
Very charismatic.
Yes.
I am very kind with other people. I know how to manage them pretty well. I can guide.
I guess, Rudy, do you have anything to add?
On his cover letter for the dislikes, he mentioned a recent job, but he didn't list the name. He didn't use the name of the employer. So like if I was looking at his cover letter and his resume side by side, I wouldn't know which job he was talking about for these skills, um, since he didn't say which job they belong to.
Yeah, that would be kind of confusing.
Did we have any more negatives? It didn't sound like um we had too many negatives for Matthew.
No, I
Nah.
feel like we can make up the 200 words and negatives with all the positives we wrote.
Hmm.
Because I don't think we've got too much negative to say other than just what we already pointed out.
Yeah, plus it doesn't say it has to be negative and positive. It just says 200 words minimum.
Right.
Oh, it's not like the other one where we have to do 2 for the final.
No, it can be mostly positive for the last two. You don't really have to be that negative.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so next to Priscilla.
Just do it. So for her, I said for a positive, her cover letter was on point. She mentioned her communication skills, her history in the department, and how her knowledge could be an asset to the company. She just really was good at talking herself up.
Hey, so all this is what we're talking about? Are we supposed to be writing it down, or like the video
Yeah,
was like?
I think Tim's been kind of taking notes.
Yeah. I
And we've been
also
I'll
Someone's
probably
activate
been
look.
the summary function. So I think we'll get a summary.
I'll probably look back
Oh,
on.
that's so cool. If you go to the chat, everyone's got a summary of like what we said.
Yeah, 10 bottom. I'll probably look at that and start typing it in, and then see see where we're at later on.
So you said her cover letter was it was kind of direct in showing like her
Her
history
assets.
and her assets that she can bring to the company.
Yes, yeah, that's a good way to word it. I also said she talked about how she was experienced in different softwares, which was one of the skills the job listing listed.
So we go into our positives for Priscilla, or just anything?
Yeah.
It can be anything.
Yeah, I put for Priscilla, she had good posture throughout the interview and answered all the questions from the interviewer confidently.
Should we re-mention everything we said about her resume, or it's basically just gonna be the same stuff?
That's the only problem with this. Like, I don't want to say the same thing on the.
I don't think she had that many repeating stuff like the others. For each of her experiences, she put something new, didn't she?
To jump back and forth on this computer for all the.
Yeah. I said also she was good at communication. She had a positive attitude throughout the whole thing. Like her demeanor was really like bright. She seemed like a fun person to work with. A good employee. She also seemed like a great fit for the job that she was applying for, and like a lot of her skills lined up with with everything that the job was posting about.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm trying to go back and watch her interview, but I think she deleted the video.
You did?
Yes, this video unavailable.
Oh,
Oh, well,
Does she get points down?
well, I guess just say what we wrote beforehand.
video has been removed.
That almost makes me want to put her in too.
Yeah. I mean, should we? Or
I mean, it's we can't review what we liked if there's no video anymore.
You to review it.
we might just have memories. But I guess it's like a real interview.
So will Matthew be above her now since
I guess. I don't know. Everyone's fine with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Demoted because
After
erased her.
reviewing it, after reviewing all of our positives too, I really feel like we have more on Matthew for the positives.
Win by default or
Right, yeah.
technicality?
Hey, congratulations, Matthew. You had a job. I think that's it. Right?
Yeah.
yeah, so the order was
Matthew
Priscilla.
first.
Oh, Matthew. Oh, yeah, we switched that. I wrote it beforehand. So Matthew and then Priscilla.
Because of now missing video. Fiorella, Kelvin, Francis, Kaylee, then Lorraine.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Sounds correct.
So I'll probably just look back at this video and just type in what we wrote in the chat, or Tim wrote in the chat, and then just see where we're at before we upload the final one, because we all have to upload at the same time, right? Or near the same time.
Yeah, I guess I'll end the recording now.